Joining us now on the other side of this, any potential offenses that Jared Kushner may be looked at in terms of all of this, Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge Napolitano, thank you. Good to have you with us tonight. Are you surprised, first of all, that he hasn't been contacted by the FBI?
I am surprised because the FBI's pattern, is to gather all the information it can and then let prosecutors decide what pieces fit a puzzle and whether or not anybody should be charged with a crime or whether the investigation should be dropped. I'm sure they're going to be knocking on his door because he knows a lot. He perhaps like Jared Kushner, is just a witness, not a target.
Yeah. In terms of what was going on at the time, because this is the sort of tea leaves that people are putting together, either justifiably or not justifiably, and I want to get your opinion on that. So you have the phone calls going back and forth with the Russians. You have the emails that are being released. You have investigations going on in this country that say, yes, they were absolutely trying to influence us in any way they could with flooding information, flooding our data, influencing stories about her being sick on places like Breitbart was one of the places that's named in all of this. Any of that is illegal on our side as far as you can see?
Well, it would depend upon what you're talking about, Jared. It would depend upon what he said in the conversations that he had. I mean, if he was helping the Russians to interfere with the campaign, the FBI would be with Hillary's campaign, the FBI would be very interested in that. If he was having conversations with them to learn what they were up to, or after his father-in-law's victory, to begin to establish a relationship between what would become a Trump presidency and the government of Russia.
Which is what they have said so far.
Correct.
That's what he was doing.
A simple series of conversations like that not only is not criminal, it is normal, and most president-elects have caused those conversations to come about. On the other hand, if the conversation was as if he were attempting to influence the foreign policy of the country, by saying, don't do this, don't do that, because in a month and a half, the whole world is going to be different. And the Russians affected their foreign policy because of what he said to them. That would be a very serious problem that the FBI would also be looking into, because that would constitute a private citizen, Jared Kushner, influencing the foreign policy of the United States by interfering in its communications. Barack Obama, whatever you think of him, was the valid, lawful president of the United States at that time. We're talking about the time period in November and December and early January, after the election and before the inauguration. The other issue that the FBI might be interested in is what Jared Kushner said to them when he received his national security clearance. In order to get a national security clearance, there's a tremendous amount of debriefing that goes on. One of the several hundred questions is, have you ever met with any agents from the following countries? Russia would be in there. If he met with Ambassador Kislyak or any others and said no to the FBI, that would be a very serious issue for him. Lying to the FBI is a felony. There's all these leaks that he said no. I don't know how anybody could know what he said. The document he filled out is
the only thing that matters.
Correct. Is itself a top secret document.
All right. We will see. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Judge, always good to see you.